Let's turn this mother bleeping house black. Almost. Mostly black. Is that an intro? Welcome to phase 2 of this. Actually, I mean, it's going to be many phases, but like for this year. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, more of you come and flock this way, more is possible, but phase 2 of like this floor especially, but actually we're addressing the whole house because we're going to be painting this mother trucker. We've already got it prepped. We're going to start with the stairs here, but for those of you that want a little more detail on the color here and what we're painting, so if you're a member, then you already got a little sneaksy poo of the, actually that's a lie, you got it first and then I did share it in a video, but we picked 3 different colors. One of them was like a pure black, and then one of them was more of like a deep mossy green brown, yeah. And then the one we went with is, I mean, it reads black. Here is it on, I mean, that's black, so it's definitely not. And it is called Black Suede in Eggshell. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with this? You might ask. I'm a professional. We are going to be painting the walls of the almost entire house. So if you are familiar with the layout, that's weird. We'll be painting everything pretty much except for the ceilings. I want to paint the ceilings. I think maybe your choice is the wise choice, but it's definitely a wise choice to paint everything before the ceilings and then just see how it looks and let it sit. Be warned, if you watch the studio video, I'm probably going to have a meltdown that is both like, oh my god, this is amazing, and what did we do? Just bear with me, I'll get through it. But we're just going to be darkening this situation up. We didn't go for a pure black. I talked a little bit about it because of the, I'll show you over here, but the wall of bookshelves, well, they're not bookshelves that we have, is more of a pure black. So I'm hoping we see at least a little bit of differentiation and it's still kind of an accent. So yeah, we're gonna be doing the walls. The only spaces that we're not currently painting, although I just want to paint all the things, is the bedroom, just that whole area. So the bathroom attached to the bedroom, that might end up being a different color altogether. It's just not on the agenda right now. And then the studio we've already painted. So we're holding on the bathroom. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna hold on the bathroom. So it's going to be this whole floor, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room. We already kind of addressed the living room, so this is going to help bring it up to another level, and then we can get to the actual like wall decor. And then yeah, these walls here and all the way up into the hallway. So we will be taking you with us. And so you're just not watching us paint the entire time, but I will bring you on the journey of painting. I'm going to share a number of things that have come in the mail that are more decor because we need more and more and more because we have a lot of walls, okay? So I will intersperse that, but we're gonna start with the stairway because, I mean, A, it's the top, but also like the top is, she's pretty high. So we got a little piece of equipment here. Where is that sucker? Off of the Amazons. We're not in the shot. Hold on. She's fancy. Not really. I know there's like fancier painting things that'll like do it for you, but it's got like a, I don't know, a fine edge there. Somehow we'll figure out how we're putting the paint on that. But hopefully, we just did the reaching. Here, you take it. I won't be reaching it. Not tall enough. But we're going to try and get up these walls right all the way up here. So, not, like I said, not doing the ceiling, but we got to get all the way up there. And I think, I mean, the intent of leaving the walls blank is also not just to like make such a big change all at once. But theoretically, it's what? To not close up the space too much. I know there's going to be people that are like, you're making the worst decision of your life. Well, it's my life, biatch. I do what I want to do. So we're going to knock out, and that way we're just kind of going in order. We are going to do the downstairs as well. Might not be today. We'll see how much we get done today. It is a Saturday, so we have the weekend. So we're going to start here just to get the painful parts. So let's go. I just know I'm going to panic, but then it's going to be a really deep low and then a really high high. That is my life. Are you ready? Whew, that's a smell. Okay. There's our color. I think I've already revealed like just some photos I've saved off Pinterest. And I think this is pretty spot on to the look I'm going for. Oh God, I'm so nervous. We might be a little bit stubborn, but we're not stupid. So we did, or we had a moment of wondering whether we had to paint the ceilings or not, because we did this little section here. Hold on. And you probably can't tell, but it is a touch sloppy. So the little piece that we got to like reach up there didn't fully do the trick. And we tested it a number of times. You know, we thought we might have to paint the ceilings. It might not be off the table, but we are going to order a proper ladder because we know how to take the lighting that is in here out. Just in case we do have to paint the ceilings. But right now we're going to not paint the ceilings, hopefully get this ladder in, and we're just going to focus on everything else that we can get done without like these. It's really just this area that's a pain in the ass. And yeah, and if you're asking why not paint the ceilings, because it was my original idea to paint the ceilings. Obviously it makes the space smaller. That's not necessarily a problem for me. I mean, I'm already darkening this house, so it was my original thought to do that. But when you do paint the ceilings, like stuff like this, so all of the doors, all of the trim that's white that we're currently leaving white really won't work because you don't have that other lighter, it's not white, it's more of a cream, to kind of bounce off of and like pull in almost in every wall and floor and ceiling in some way. And it would mean needing to paint all of those. It doesn't mean we don't in the future. We're not right now. So we need it to like work and pull together. So, and I also thought about painting the ceilings, but painting them like a really light gray. So that's an option too. But anyway, we're going to move forward. We'll do a little montage, is that the word? Of painting to some Ghost because we need some music to soothe our nerves. Check it out, you guys. It is actually black. I think I said it was. We weren't going with black. It is actually black, but it's amazing. So this is kind of a progress report because as it turns out, it's, what did you say, 6:30 p.m.? Just dinner time. It felt like 3. But yeah, let me show you where we're at. Please excuse the light at your eyeballs here, but we have this painted. Now, don't be fooled, okay? This particular paint says that it's just only 1 coat that it needs. Methinks not. Do you see these little streaky businesses? We will have to go over. On the trim, already done the trim twice, so it's good to go. I wanted to get the hard parts out of the way and get the trim so then you're just like rolling, you know what I mean? So we have 1 coat down of the roller situation. And I have this side here. This is my 3rd floor, if I didn't say that and you're new here. And then let me flip you around. Here is going to be the difficult part. I'm not looking forward to it. But we are going to be very careful. So we're going to take a pause and eat some things. And maybe I'll come back and show you a few more decor bits that are going to go up that have come in. Okay, actually, we're going to take one of our, I wouldn't say art pieces, one of our mirrors, one of my favorite mirrors, and hold it up. Now, this is just 1 coat, so I can see the streaky business. The light probably isn't helping, but yeah, it does really pop. Look at it. It's so cool. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah? It's different, huh? What is your thought? I didn't think she'd actually look at it. Look at that kitty. Sorry, your treats are blocked off. We're not going in there. And she doesn't care about anything but treats. What do you think? Didn't like it? Look how pretty you look. She's so pretty. You are noticing it. I mean, it's not that I thought she was dumb or anything, but I just thought we cared more about treats. Okay. I know we do. Yeah. Where are my treats? You're so cute. You are so cute. Look at you checking it out. I see you checking it out. You want to jump on the chair? Get up there. No? Get down them stairs right now. Get down them stairs right now. Get down them stairs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good girl. That little hop. Welcome to day 2. Now I should preface, it wasn't a full day. Like, I don't know, what time did we start yesterday? Pretty late, yeah. Because I know when we did the studio, a number of you were like, oh my God, you did that real quick. And we can be quite determined. We'll see how long. This is like the whole house. But I'm still quite determined. Because I think most people probably would take a lot longer than we will. But it's not as much done as I wanted to get done. But it actually kind of is. Like, I feel like we have some more realistic expectations this time around. But as you might be able to tell, this is pretty much done. What you can't see is up at the top. Actually, not there. That's the ceiling. So that's staying that way. But on the other side, the height, she gets high. So we had to get a ladder and then felt like it came in, which was nice. Came in like the day of. But we want to be really safe. Maybe I will record it just in case I die then, or break my leg. It's documented. We don't know who's going on the ladder, but it's gonna, we wanted, I mean, it was my suggestion, but I think it's just wise to not do that when it's like later and we're sleepy. So we have to do that. And then we have to do the edges, but the majority of today is going to be doing this floor. So she's going to be a lot. Mostly, I mean, painting, if you've ever painted, a lot part is just the tedious stuff of like taking stuff down and taping and doing the trim. So that's the part I'm like rolling the paint. Like it's just, you know, laborious. It's not that hard. So I thought I would do a quick little break in between. We're going to just do this part off camera and then I'll bring you along for this. But I wanted to show you some art that I got in. We've been getting in a number of just things because we have so many walls that will be covered eventually. And this artist is Caitlin McCarthy, who I have bought from before, well before I was ever even making YouTube videos. And also when I took you to Powell's, you might remember a little Krampus print I got there. Actually, was it in that Powell's video? I think it was in a video going to Powell's for sure. That was hers. Well, I got some more because I just love her stuff. So just to give you the vibe, she did send us an extra print, which was really sweet. So here is that one, like a very witchy print. I mean, most of her art are, I would say, women and witchy. I mean, there's also like Edgar Allan Poe. There are a number of men, but it is predominantly female. And then I got a bookmark, so obviously not going on the wall, but I just thought like a classic pair of witches, very old-fashioned, getting the Salem vibes there. I like the opposites in black and white. And then it has a quote by Margaret Atwood on the back. Says, a word after a word after a word is power. So quite simple on the back. Okay, now let's get to the actual art pieces that will be going on the wall. The amount of frame shopping we're going to have to do. Okay, so if anybody has any recommendations, and yes, we already went to Goodwill, and it was traumatizing. And I feel like that's not going to be much different from any other thrift store. I'm not going to give up on it, but just any reasonable, affordable places for more antique-y, Baroque, all those words, kind of frames, and maybe some simple ones too. You don't want to go all in for everything. Would be cool, let a girl know. But anyway, here's the first one. So we're kind of like moving in order of size of the print. It's just like a girl in the woods, the moon. Everything feels very magical. I can't remember, is it pen or pencil? I'd have to double check what her style is, but I really like the style. That's the other thing, is I want to vary up. We have another group of prints. I'm really, really excited to show you. They have come in because we might be doing another area right over to here. And I might be ordering even more from them, but I do want to change the medium, not just the style, but the medium, and not just have, I mean, when I love an artist, I want like as much from the artist as I can. So there is that one. And a lot of her art prints are in this like oval like shape. And I feel like there's a lot you do with that. You could take it and you could put it in an oval frame and kind of give it a similar framing. Or I've seen some people take the print and actually put it in a square frame, and then you still have that white trim, and it's a totally different vibe, and I dig it. So I might be varying that up. But then she has some others. I don't remember who this is, and he just left me. Okay, while I wait to find out that, the other thing I wanted to say, so I was feeling like kind of emotional yesterday. And part of it is I just came across a new artist that I really love, a new musician. Maybe we'll do like a favorites video or something. That would be cool, just to highlight those sorts of things. And it was also like this and just painting the walls. I was saying to Matt, like, do you ever just have moments of like grieving the years of your life that you weren't introduced to the things that make you feel alive in yourself, or didn't get around to like embracing it? Because it's a lot of years, like, and it takes some of us, most of us, like a lot of our lives to go like, fuck that. Like, I know I know what I connect with, and like, this makes me so happy. So if there's anybody in the comments that's like, oh God, that looks awful. We had a couple people in the studio. You were not the majority. So I don't care. I wouldn't care if you were the majority either, but because it's my house. That's another thing. Like, I've just been seeing this, like people, creators on the internet. I don't know why there's this like free range, like criticism, or like, you know, here are suggestions for you. People are just like coming into their own and who they are and embracing it, which means letting go of other things. And I mean, you've probably seen a pretty big shift on this channel some time back. And she's continuing to shift to align with this person. And I'll sometimes see comments that are like, oh, I'm gonna miss that, or I can't believe you're letting that. I'm like, please encourage people to be who they are. Like, wouldn't you want that for yourself? It boggles the mind. But yeah, I was just having a moment of like kind of grieving like those years. It's a similar thing I went through. I think we both went through when we found out we're ADHD and autistic, is just kind of grieving the years that we could have received help to know how to navigate a little better in this world. But like, I was just sitting there listening to music, you know, just become like quite obsessed with Ghost, and love their music. And I just like, I love having that like soul connection to things. And it's been a joy to embrace it in like all the ways, the sound, the music, the like whole body, like just feeling yourself. And I think we should encourage that in the world and not be in the comments saying like what suits you. I can't. Anyway, I almost got emotional and have a feeling I might like cry once this is all done. I did have a moment that was like, whoa, this is a change. But it wasn't quite the same as when I painted the studio. If you remember, I had a bit of a meltdown. Not a meltdown, but like, change is hard when you're an autistic person, even if it's what you want. But I don't know. I'm really, really excited. This is going to be a big change, especially when we do this space. I mean, it's not going to be that color anymore. Where are we at? Over there. I'm so excited. And yes, this will mean other things. Like, we only have so much money, but like, I do want to bring in more lighting. We'll talk about other things that I will want to change, but we have a number of things that we have acquired that I still have yet to show you and still haven't done completely. We needed to get this done, and we still need to get this done. So, all right. Well, this one is titled The Morrigan. I have the names now. And what's really different about this one, you might notice, or at least from a lot of her other ones, so like I said, she does a lot of this more circular shape, is this just is a very standalone. I feel like it just stands out even more that way. So very cool. I like the, probably Raven skull, right? At the top. You notice a lot of kind of Gothic, Victorian vibes here, because a lot of these are going to be of that time or older. Okay, this one should be, I mean, this is what I think, right? She's a haunted mansion friend. Oh, I just noticed the heart. That's cute. All right. I'm pulling it back so you can see that we got a variety, like just in kind of how filled in it is. So this one's, the background's filled in, but this is going to be the bride from Haunted Mansion, as you might know. I have a Haunted Mansion bedroom. I don't believe this is going to go in there, though. I mean, you never know. She's very cool. I was asking, but you weren't here. Do you know what kind of her style is? If it's, or her medium? Is it pencil? Do you think? It reads like pencil. Yeah. Very fine lines. I really like it. And there's the flowers, and I just noticed the little heart. Very cool. Okay, the last one. There were a few that were like non-compromisable. Actually, this was really the only one I think that I definitely for sure wanted. And it's called The Sanctuary. I might get more from her, and she has a few like this where it's like, I don't know, something is coming out of her. But I like the house in the dome there. Kind of feels like a haunted house a little bit. And I don't know. I don't have much to say. I feel like it's all set in the art. I think it's really gorgeous. And I love when I can see the detail and the work in someone's art. Oh, I guess I will make a comment on the eyes because they're kind of similar. A lot of the eyes that she does. The eyes aren't there. They have a sort of like sunkenness to it. Sunken, I need more coffee. Sunken, yeah. Which gives it more of a ghostly, like hollowed, creepy vibe. And I dig it. So that's the art that we got from Caitlin McCarthy. Like I said, probably going to get more. And now we're going to go paint this and hopefully not break a leg or something. Like, why is that a phrase? Let's not do that anymore. And then I'll meet you down here. I've got my Rambo look going on. You know it's on, okay? So I've done like the edging up there. There's a section we got to figure out upstairs. That's a nightmare as far as like how to reach it. So that's for another time. So I'm just going to continue with trim. I'm just doing this trim here, like just the edging. Maybe at some point we do crown molding and, you know, it's all fine. I think the thing is when you're doing this, you're going to notice like all of the inconsistencies, really subtle things. But when you're just going about every day, you're not going to notice it. But I am going to go ahead and take these candles down because we have decided they're a little too Hogwartsy. Take that as you will. So they're going down. What's the time? 9:18 p.m. Welcome to the rock and roll look, you know what I'm saying? We've been painting all day. Today has actually been an all day painting day. I mean, starting probably 11 o'clock or 12 or something like that. The hallway was a bit of a biatch. I don't love it, but she's done. She is done. Actually, there's a teensy little spot I want to get to. Now, at 9:18 p.m., we are going to paint. This is the coffee bar area, if you can't tell, since these are just blank walls. Well, I say coffee bar, but it is not yet. Then the kitchen, there's shite everywhere. And then we're going to be painting, up above the cabinets. So, and then behind where the fridge was. But with the two of us, I think we could bang this out in an hour or less. I'm just going to get it on camera. We'll just get a little clipsy thing here because I'm really excited. This is, I mean, the hallway is quite changed for sure. And stairwell. We will have more to do after this, not the whole house. But this floor, I'm the most excited. I mean, it's where all the stuff is, really. Anywhere else that has stuff, we are not painting. I need a ladder. As it turns out. Hey, there's an owl hooting. Is that the correct term? Okay. It is almost 11 p.m. I'm tired, but we got a lot done. Because this wasn't drying as fast, like once we got all the, you know, trim, so the edging and then just any sort of edging around outlets and stuff like that. Oh, I did not like this lighting. Also, I've painted my hair. But once that was done, it went a lot faster than we were expecting, so it wasn't drying, so we did go ahead over here. And we now have this wall mostly done. I'll have to do some touching up. We gotta do like over there. Yeah, this is where the mirror of error said normally is, and then that clock that we had up there. So yeah, we gotta touch up a few things and then they'll go back up. But we need to, well, this still has to dry, but we need to get the buffet back over here and then like have some time to rest. Because like I said, it is Sunday, so I'm planning on not calling out sick. Anyway, we're gonna go wrap up and I'll see you on another day and then hopefully like wrap all the rest of the painting in the final handful of clips. See you then. Welcome back. Last you saw, it didn't look like this. I think you just saw some clips. So we finished painting the whole daggone thing all the way down. So I'm on the second floor. I'm going to give you a little like walkthrough. But she is moody AF, okay? And that's what we're here for. It ain't just me that is the moody one. It's the entire house. We got to keep it on brand all the way. You know what I mean? And we're gone. Okay, she's coming to see you. So anyway, yeah, last you saw, we had some clips of just doing these walls over here and just doing this floor in general. Please excuse her. Been tidying all day and a little bit of decorating, so I'll show you that as well. But I just at some point just didn't want to bother with filming, and do you really need to see us painting every single thing? So did that over a number of days because this was a lot of painting. If you remember, we did do the studio. That was a different shade of black. It was a lighter grayish, bluish gray. Yeah. Green. Yeah, I guess green. There were a lot of comments about what color that was in that video. This one is, I mean, it's curious how it shows up. It certainly reads black, but it's actually a really deep gray. And we know that because we got some black and didn't go with that color. But yeah, it's a shade of black. Gray is a shade of black. But it is such a drastic change. Let me just like get up and like, here's a reveal, you guys. Okay, this is my second floor. If you can tell, I'm gonna set, where are we setting this down? Let's get some, look at it. I feel like, can we center this sucker? What do you think? What do you think, you guys? As I fix my hair, we're here for the house. I'm so excited. So I feel like I shouldn't be crouching down like this, but it is what it is. I feel like this was just a long time coming. And a change I didn't realize this house needed. And I'm loving it. Like, I think, a dark color like this might be like crazy for some of you all. And it does do what a lot of people will say a dark color does. Like, it does bring it in and make it, well, it makes it moodier. I mean, here, let me just talk about it while you just get the whole perspective. Like, we went all the way up the stairs. You guys, these stairs, okay? They were a bitch. Okay, they were a bitka, these ones, but particularly like all the way at the top. So we painted, she's a little bit of a mess up there. You don't need to see it, but you will see at some point. But just on the third floor where my studio is and my bedroom, that hallway is now black. We didn't paint any black in the Haunted Mansion bedroom or in my studio. Those kind of stayed what they are. So they are that like beigey off-white color in the bedroom, and then the studio, you already know that color. So kept that as it is. And you might also notice, can we get the shot up there? Did keep the ceilings the color that they are. So the reason for that, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour because it's just stunning. It's crazy what like just a change in paint does for the whole house. But that's what I was going to say. Like, it does do what people say. Going for a darker color is going to make it moodier, and it is going to kind of tighten the space up a little bit more. And I think that's part, I don't think, but that is part of the reason for keeping this, basically having an accent ceiling, keeping it the color that it is. It still gives kind of light and keeps the room a little bit more open. But I do really like, I mean, I knew this going in, I'm not stupid, okay? I knew going in that going for a darker color is going to just like kind of close in the space. It feels like a nice dark hug, you know what I mean? I love it so much. So yeah, let's take a little walk around and let me show you like what's going on here. And if you are new to this channel, this is our second floor. So this is the dining room, don't actually eat here. The living room, which you all would have seen and seem to have loved. Thank you so much. And then back here, where the light is not, there we go, is our kitchen. And for me, like the initial desire to change this color is not only because I just love darkness. Literally, I mean, it's starting to get spring out there, and I was telling him I felt like a newborn child, like coming out of the womb. Like the sun is just I feel like, yeah, it's an adjustment every time. It's assaulting. Ultimately, I'm assaulted on the daily, but here I was going to say what really inspired me was I saw a photo on Pinterest, a little hooked on Pinterest, of a dark kitchen. And I was like, gosh, that would be cool to just really change up the space of the kitchen. Then we did the video that you saw, changing the furniture in the living room, and it felt like it really needed that. And then we were just like, the heck with it, because the way this house is built, please excuse this light fixture. We'll talk about that at the end. Everything is like curved. So it would look a little weird. There are points like with the ceiling that we did make a line to keep the ceiling what it was, but it would have been weird if you just like cut that off there. So this is fully painted, like I said, up the stairs and also downstairs. I will get to that at some point, but if you remember, we had what was called the rumpus room, and then it basically became the crypt and the dungeon. So the crypt is essentially the garage, and now the garage has become fully his. And then we moved that stuff. So all of my like Pop Marty businesses, and what else is down there? Like, you know, Killstar creatures and the cute dark things that don't really fit this vibe, but I really dig them and still acquire. They're on that floor. So I will show you when we get to that. But let's do a little tour like I was going to do 10 million seconds ago. Okay. So like I said, this is the stairway. Stairs were also not the funnest. Okay. Blue painter's tape does not, it lies to us, but here she is. I feel like on camera, it does actually read deep gray. And then over here, yeah, you can see a difference. Okay, I'm actually seeing it now because obviously that is black. So you can see that there. And then this area is going to be a whole other video. If you remember, we had a diagonally print, I'll get into that in that video, but she is not there anymore. We've removed a number of things. So this will be a project of its own. I'm so excited to get to that. But this is my kitchen. I feel like the curtains that we got last year, it works so much better with these walls. I like the lighter tile with these walls. Like, I just like how everything pops, and I just like a moody business. You know what I mean? Like, are we not getting that or what? And then also the other thing we did today is a touch of decorating. So that was the best part, is actually just putting everything back, because over here when we were painting, you probably saw it in some clips, we just kind of like cinched everything in and away from the walls. So it was a bit of a chaos demon, just like my cat that won't shut up. But yeah, so got the plants back up, but added a little bit of decor stuff that, and removed stuff. Like, we still had some Christmassy vibes going on with like the kind of greenery that's up there. But just added some candles and stuff. So other thing I will say is I like the pop of green. I do want to do a good bit more green. I think we talked about that with the living room. So, yeah, I really like that here, but I think we'll be doing that over there, and then possibly over here, just like life everywhere. I mean, It's a little too much life going on outside. I'll tell you, that's one thing I don't like about spring. Okay, she's noisy. Everybody's out. But I do want a little bit of that in here. Okay, I'm not completely dead inside. So yeah, there is the top. We also painted the top of the cabinets as well. You can't really see that, but once like you're up there, or if ever I'm doing decorating, she's not as like untouched and disgusting. So yeah, we got all this greenery and skulls and things like that. And I did put my Frankenstein guy back up there. And the other thing that was really nice, I'm saying it because I'm like looking at this space on the top of the fridge, is it was a nice opportunity to, sorry, I'm trying to get the paint in the shot here, to also clean spaces that have not seen the light of day in a long time, like underneath the fridge and on the top of the fridge. Like everything had to be moved. Even the buffet over here, pulled that out because we had to paint the walls. So yeah. Oh, and then this space, really like what we did here. Okay. I mean, it was a joint effort and my candle is off. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let me show you. So what we did over here is, if you remember our little, I was going to say bread maker, you know, bread box. The bread box was over on the right-hand side, and I had pulled out a bunch of decor because I culled a lot of things. You'll see when we get to the shelves. And I had a whole bunch of stuff out, and these candelabras, which are just so classic and simple. I got them from World Market some Halloweens ago, either last year or the year before. I just love them, and I didn't want to put them in storage. So that was his idea, to bring this into the middle and then have the candelabras kind of framing both sides. And that's the other thing that I like about the white, is it just like pops so much more with the black, obviously. And then the ceiling. So that's the other thing, is like keeping the ceiling the color that it is. Not only, and we were open to like painting it, almost gave up, but actually doing the line myself wasn't as difficult as I thought. It was just getting to it, like physically, height-wise, getting to it. Actually, the painting wasn't too bad, but I feel like the white, and I've seen a couple of photos like this. We'll talk about another thing that I want to get and change, is it pulls in the ceiling. Just kind of having white all over, like we have the banister. The banister might change. We can save that for another video. But, you know, this business right here, these little pops, the, oh my God, why are no words coming to me? What is the thing on the trim? Yeah, on the floor. It just kind of like pulls it all in, you know what I mean? Anyway, maybe you don't know what I mean. But over here, I'm really digging it. Because one of the other things I like to balance with decorating, we talked a little bit about it with the living room, is making it very aesthetically pleasing to my personal aesthetic. Obviously, this is my house, but also pragmatic. Like, how are we using this space? So here, we've got the candelabras on both sides, and I really like that it just frames it. This will be filled in over there. And really, I just needed a lot of space left over. I don't want too much going on right here, so we can actually like chop things and all of that. But this, eventually downstairs when we walk into like the, when we come into the house, I would like a proper entryway where I can put things like my keys. But for now, until we come into that money, because we done, you know, used our tax return. We're pretty well spent. I thought this was a good place to like put my keys so they do not get lost. So I have my keys. I do have this one here as well. I liked having the idea of like a sort of magical key, and then my regular key, and then some candles. Like, I thought about putting some moss and stuff like that in there, but this is very usable. I don't want to be pulling moss off of it every time I put my keys there. And then added a faux plant. Like I said, I want to get plants kind of like all over the place. And some of our real plants are dying. So, I mean, you can't tell other than I just pointed it out. And then on this side, I have this frame here. I forget where I got this. Yeah, I don't remember, but I do need to get a print in there. I might have one that would work. I'll just have to take a look. Maybe we'll do that together. But yeah, here's just a quick kind of final look. I did add, this was just some things that were like in hiding, like in storage, and are better suited out here. So my witchy hat, marble like cheese board, and yeah, a little bit of decorating here. We're just burning some cookie candles. And then over here, also want to give you this perspective. Seeing that mirror with the black is just so much better. I should probably turn that light off. The reflection's not so great, but I like the pop, and we are going to have a lot more like brass and gold and silver and mixed metals that are gonna pop off, and some white and off-white, like bone white, that'll pop off of the wall. Like these walls, we'll get into it, will be filled to the brim eventually. This is an overtime thing, but I just really loved as soon as we put that up how it looked. And then same for the clock. Like it's just kind of crazy how something, if you remember when we first got that, I got it at Home Goods. It's kind of crazy how different something looks, because it's got these holes in the back so you can see the wall there. And even like simple things like my books, just like how nice they look. But yeah, let's take a gander over here. Sir, can we, oh, sorry, he's looking at his buddy. Here are the bookshelves that many of you have seen so many times over, or I should say they've changed so many times over. And they have, is that a phrase? I don't know. And they've changed quite a bit even just recently. So all filled in, but I removed a lot of things. I'll let you sort out what all I removed. But it's still a work in progress, like everything. And now I feel like I need the light. Let's put that back on. Still got that cauldron. I really love it as a centerpiece, but I didn't really show this too much. I know this is more about the paint job, but I just feel like everything looks really cool. I did move a lot of things that were on the buffet that is going to be a coffee bar, came over here and just kind of interspersed everywhere. So here's just kind of like a quick look at everything. You'll notice some similar things, but I did add, excuse me, sir, some other things. Like these skulls right here and the roses. And then he helped a lot because I got to a point. Many of you who have seen me decorate have seen me get to that point. So I sometimes would just put the things up and show you. So, and then for one of you made a suggestion on where to put the Death Eater masks. I put them on either side of the cauldron. If you can see that one over there. I have some other masks we might be adorning in different places. I will show you that in another video. But yeah, lots of little things like this mirror. If you remember, we got that at Powell's. Just kind of give you a little bits that were done. Added a good bit more plants up here. Kept the spider webs up since Halloween. I really dig it. But yeah, like look how, and the other thing is this wall was an accent wall. It was painted like a matte black, and I did not paint it. I wasn't sure how it would, if it would be an accent wall, and it's not really. The one difference you'll notice is, and maybe you wouldn't have if I didn't point it out, I think we went with eggshell, right, Matt? Yeah, we went with eggshell for this color because there's a different level of like, I guess gloss is the best way to put it, or no gloss if you're going matte. But this one was a matte, so that's where it's different. Otherwise, it's, I mean, the color, if you look really closely, it is different. But it's not really an accent wall anymore, and honestly, I don't mind it. I just like the darkness. You all know that. So yeah, that is just a little tour of the bookshelves in the dining room. Let's now go to the annoying one over here in the living room. So you would have seen, do you want to tell them a little tour about it? Look at how pretty she looks with that black background. No shit's given. Look at her. Anyway, let me back it up. So you saw all of this, but you didn't see it with these walls. And I don't know, there could be some of you out there that are like, I preferred the other walls. Maybe I'm just assuming the worst in people. I don't care, okay? They're my house. That'd be great if I had more than one house. And I really, really like it. You'll also notice that the posters are now down. I'm just gonna put those suckers up on Craigslist and let somebody have a time with them. But this will also be a project for another day, actually many days. But I'm hoping to make a good dent in like a video. But I love how it looks. Let me give you like a little pan of everything. I think there's always a little bit of concern when you're doing kind of black on black, even though technically this wall is a deep gray, it's not black. You can tell that. You can tell that this is more of a pitch black. Can you tell? Can you tell them? Whereas the wall, it does give a little bit of difference there. And like I said, so much more is going to be going on here. Maybe eventually stuff on the other side. I think I did mention I want to get like some plants going on. Maybe like a deep green plant. And then here is this side. I don't think you see the curtains open ever. So just so you have a little glimpse, I do actually have a balcony here, but we got these floor to ceiling curtains last year and I love them. You probably can't even tell that's what it is because it's just so dark. And here is the TV area. Let me back it up. So here's our new space. I'm backing it up. I want to back it up so you can get the perspective of the ceilings, but also without. So here's our TV. Did keep up everything. She was a fun time to put the garland up, the mantle garlandy business here. I can already see some adjusting. This was something that we did some Halloweens ago. It's multiple garlands put together and trimmed and all of that for any of you who weren't around then. And then we have our Haunted Mansion gravestones. And yeah, and I also feel like the trees on the other side, again with the greenery, really pop even more. Please excuse her murder toys down there. If you watched the Christmas episode. Is it an episode? Are we a TV show now? You know what those are, but here is our bookshelf. Excuse the light. It's not giving quite the look, but that's the top of the bookshelf. And this bookshelf does have like a deep, like woody color in the back. Only when you're closer do you see that. Maybe we add some lighting during like Halloween or Christmas season, but yeah. Really, really cool. And then the books obviously pop. Anything that's not black is going to pop quite a bit more. So that, my friends, is my Moody AF Gothic paint job. There's more that we're going to do. Like, for example, I said I was going to mention these light switches. Maybe we'll do it together. I don't know, because it's like, it's a really subtle change, but it makes a difference. Like if you look up here, just in case there's anybody that's going to comment, the vent, of which does not produce heat, you guys, does not have the actual vent on it right now, because all of these things were white. And because they're on the wall, we kind of want to opt for black. So that'll be like in a future, just general vlog. I don't know. We have to go and purchase those things, but that is on the agenda. So if you see that and you're like, are you leaving it like that? No, like I have some sense about me. But yeah, that is a wrap on my Moody AF. You want to say bye to everybody? House, and you will see the rest in other videos, but I'm loving it. So if you aren't, I don't care. Okay, is that the way we're gonna end things? Do you want to say something? Okay, now we're not being dramatic. Oh, actually, before I go, just so you know, we did name the cat lamp. The cat lamp, so I didn't say this in the video, we're elongating this video, but because we put, it was his idea, but because we put the ghost choker, the ghost, like the band, on the cat lamp, I wanted it ghost oriented, the name. So we are going with Aurora, which is one of the names of one of the ghoulettes. So that is now our cat. Still gathering, you know, the suggestions for this skeleton over here and my own ideas, and we'll just pick one of them and go with that, and eventually I'll have a name. But I have decided that they are lovers. That is why Edgar is eyeing him from afar. But anyway, that's a wrap. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.